Yo, brother, thank you for being here. The fact that you're even on this page watching this video tells me a lot about you. First of all, it tells me that you're a man who is on the path of excellence. It also tells me that you're a man of action. And then lastly, it really tells me that you are committed to fully diving in and becoming the best version of yourself. You might have hit a roadblock, but that doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that you'll never succeed. It just means that you need the stupid, simple method to help you go from lost and depressed, just like I used to be, to a man who is disciplined and purpose driven, just like I am now. And when I say it's the stupid, simple method, I really mean it's the stupid, simple method. What we're going to do is we're first going to build the foundation that you build your temple on, and then we're going to build the temple, which is you. You are the temple. But in order to build the temple, we need to build a foundation, which consists of sleep, nutrition, and exercise. Okay? These are the foundational principles that you need to master in your own life if you want to achieve anything. So dial in your sleep, dial in your nutrition, and dial in your exercise. With sleep, you just want to make sure that you get high quality sleep, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Make sure that you go to sleep every single night at the same time and you wake up every single morning at the same time. Yes, even on the weekends. This resets your circadian rhythm, which means you get more quality sleep as the time progresses. And you also want to make sure that you're not using any devices, any screens 1 hour before bed and 1 hour after you wake up. So stay away from any stimulus 1 hour before bed. And then ideally, when you wake up, you want to stay away from your phone. And we're going to talk about what to do during that 1 hour before bed, which is night mastery, and 1 hour after you wake up, which is morning mastery. So once you have your sleep dialed in, you want to make sure that you got your nutrition dialed in. This simply means staying away from junk food, from ultra processed garbage, and eating a whole foods diet. I don't care what diet you want to follow, just make sure that you're eating whole foods and stay away from packaged bullshit. Stay away from the processed garbage. It's pretty simple, right? So now once we have the nutrition, we want to go into the exercise. You must, at a bare minimum, get at least 30 minutes of exercise every single day. And bro, to be honest with you, there's no reason that you as a man shouldn't be straight fucking jacked, all right? You need to make sure that you're hitting the gym, hit the weights, lift heavy shit, but at the bare minimum, do some kind of exercise for at least 30 minutes every day. It can be as simple as walking. But again, if you want fucking biceps like this, then that means you must lift heavy and you must hit the gym. Cool, so the foundation is built once you have the sleep, nutrition, and exercise. Like I said, these are the bare minimums. These are the foundational principles in order for you to achieve anything you want to achieve. What this does is this helps us vibrate at the highest frequency possible. This sets the foundation for us to build our temple on. Now, the temple is built with 4 pillars, which is mind, body, spirit, finances. Okay? I mentioned the morning mastery and the night mastery earlier. This is where the mind, body, and spirit come into play, all right? The way we split up our days is morning mastery, day mastery, and night mastery. Morning mastery is spent on mind, body, spirit, which I'll dive into. Day mastery is focused on building your finances, which is your work or your business. Night mastery is focused on mind, body, spirit, just like morning mastery, which I'll also go over. So first, let's go over the mind, body, and spirit pillars. For the mind, you want to make sure that you are working on your mental health. I'm going to make it extremely easy on you. For 10 minutes, I want you to sit down and do nothing but focus on your breath. Yes, I literally mean don't do anything except focus on your breath. Focus on the inhale and the exhale. Focus on how that feels within your body. Focus on the cold air and the warm air. Focus on how shallow or how deep your breath is. Focus on where that breath is going. And just tune in to the bodily sensations. So for 10 minutes, sit down and just focus on the present moment. Focus on the body. Focus on your breath. Now for the second pillar, which is the body, we want to focus on our physical health. This means doing some form of movement for at least 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. Typically, the way that I structure my clients' plans is in the morning, I have them do something that gets their heart rate going. So that way they're more alert and more awake. And then at nighttime, I have them do something a little bit more relaxing, kind of like stretching or yoga or something along those lines. So mind, body, and then spirit. For the spirit, it's very simple. Spend at least 5 minutes focusing on gratitude. being grateful for what you already have. It can be extremely simple, bro. It can literally be as simple as being grateful for having a roof over your head. It can be as simple as having a phone that you can connect to others with. It can be as simple as having a pen to write with. It can be as simple as having a bed to lay in. It can be as simple as waking up this morning. So in the morning, you want to focus on gratitude for 5 minutes, and at nighttime, you want to focus on gratitude for 5 minutes. So that's the mind, body, spirit. And then for finances, you simply just want to make sure that you're focused on having a budget. You're not overspending. And then if you're not making enough, you want to focus on building skills to make more money. But outside of that, no matter what you're doing, whether it's a job or you have a business that you run, you want to be the best that you can possibly be. Even if you pick up trash for a living, bro, you want to be the best trash picker-upper that ever fucking existed. All right, so just be the best in whatever you're doing. So those are the 4 pillars: mind, body, spirit, finances. For morning mastery, you're focused on mind, body, and spirit, which is simply you're going to meditate for 10 to 20 minutes. You're going to do some form of exercise that gets your heart rate up for 10 to 20 minutes. And then you're going to focus 5 minutes on gratitude. Now, the important thing with gratitude is that you must feel that gratitude. You must feel grateful for what you're talking about, what you're thinking about. It's not enough just to think about it. You have to actually feel that emotion. And then for night mastery, what you want to do is spend 10 to 20 minutes meditating. You want to spend 10 to 20 minutes doing some form of exercise that's going to help lower your heart rate. So something relaxing. And then you're going to spend 5 minutes on gratitude. Again, you're going to feel that gratitude. You're going to feel grateful for what you already have. So I want to give you 2 different scenarios that are going to help you tremendously. And this is how we structure our clients' plans. So if you're feeling completely lost and you don't know where to turn, what you want to do is focus on the basics, the foundation, and the pillars. You want to focus on mastering your sleep, nutrition, exercise, and then your mental well-being, your physical well-being, your spiritual well-being, and your financial well-being. Once you master these things, you're going to be fucking unstoppable. I promise you that. And this is how we structured Desmond's plan. See, Desmond came to me when he was at the very bottom. He really didn't know what to do, and he was very close to ending it all. He was so desperate, he was willing to try anything. So first, of course, I dissected his entire life. I dissected what he was doing from the moment he woke up to the moment he went to sleep. We dissected everything. We figured out where he is, and then we also figured out what his goals are. Where does he actually want to go? And then once we got clear on where he is and where he wants to go, then we were able to come up with a game plan to bridge the gap between the two. We focused on the foundation. We focused on the pillars. This allowed Desmond to go from feeling completely lost to hating himself to now living his best life. He's in his dream life. He's focused on building the best version of himself, and he even loves and respects the man in the mirror. Desmond is locked the fuck in now. But maybe you fall into the other bucket. Maybe you're aware that something is holding you back, but you just don't really know what that is. You maybe even know what you want to do. You just can't get yourself to do it. You can't build that discipline and that consistency. This is exactly the state that Ryan came to me with. See, he knew he had big ambitions. He knew he wanted to do something great with his life, but he also felt that there was something holding him back. He just didn't quite know what it was. He knew he needed to work out. He knew he needed to eat clean. He knew he needed to do all these things, but somehow, for some reason, he couldn't get himself to do that. Now, this is how we structured Ryan's plan. Again, we focused on the basics. We focused on the foundation. We focused on the pillars. Because with a shaky foundation, you can't build a solid structure on top of it. So a shaky foundation consists of irregular sleep, shitty nutrition, and little to no exercise. That's a shaky foundation. We want to build a solid foundation so that way we can focus on building that sturdy temple on top of it. So once we got Ryan dialed in on his sleep, nutrition, and exercise, we then focused on the pillars, which is mind, body, spirit, finances. Again, Ryan kind of knew what he needed to do. He was just struggling to actually make himself do it. And this is where the biggest secret comes into play. With Desmond and with Ryan, the biggest thing that they needed was accountability. They needed somebody to believe in them, and they needed somebody to hold them accountable to the standards that they set for themselves. See, I don't push any beliefs on you. I don't try to get you to do anything that you don't want to do. But chances are you probably already know that you need to take care of your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, your financial health. You got to make sure you're sleeping good. You got to make sure that your nutrition is proper. You got to make sure that you're exercising. You already know these things. You just can't get yourself to do them. Or maybe you don't think they're that important, but I promise you they're extremely fucking important. Now for Desmond and Ryan, I could have just gave them the plan and said, hey, this is what you do, and sent them off on their own. But they would have failed, just like I did so many times, until I figured out the secret was accountability and brotherhood. First of all, I needed somebody to hold me accountable to the shit that I said I was going to do, because clearly I couldn't hold myself accountable to doing that. So I found an accountability partner, and anytime I didn't feel like doing something, I thought about my accountability partner, and I thought, oh shit, I don't want to let them down, so I just went ahead and fucking did it. Isn't it crazy how we care more about letting others down than we do about letting ourselves down? See, whenever we say we're going to do something and we don't do it, we let ourselves down. We break a little bit of our self-respect, our self-trust, and our self-love. But for some reason, when there's an accountability partner, when there's somebody on the other side expecting us to do certain things, we're more likely to do them. And even if we don't do them, the fact that we have to tell the other person that we didn't do what we said we were going to do makes us feel like shit and ensures that we don't make that same mistake again. So that was the biggest thing with both Desmond and Ryan. We ensured that we had a game plan to help them bridge the gap between where they are to where they want to go. And then we implemented the accountability piece. And not only that, we also added them to the brotherhood, which allowed them to get around like-minded people. See, chances are most of your friends are okay with being average and they're not on the same path that you. And you know what they say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you get around like-minded men, if you get around men who are dedicated to becoming the best version of themselves, who are on the path of excellence, then you're going to be the next one. And that's literally all it takes, bro. You focus on the foundation, you focus on the pillars, and you get an accountability partner and you get around like-minded people. Now, if you want a structured plan, personalized to your needs, just like we did with Desmond and Ryan, I want you to click the button down below to apply to work with me. What we're going to do is we're going to first figure out where you are. We're going to take an audit of your life, see where you are, and then we're going to figure out where it is that you want to go. And then we're going to figure out where that disconnect is. We're going to figure out how to bridge the gap between where you are to where you want to go. Most of the time, all it takes is the foundation and the pillars. But sometimes there could be something deeper that needs to be dealt with. Just like Ryan, he came to me knowing that he had some deep-rooted trauma that he had to deal with, some subconscious programming, some limiting beliefs. So not only did we work on building the foundations and focusing on building the pillars, but we also focused on reprogramming his subconscious to get rid of the limiting beliefs, to heal through the trauma, and ensure that he limits his negative self-talk. Now here's the thing, bro. You can literally just take everything that I mentioned and go on your own and figure it out on your own and spend the next year or 2 years or 3 years trying to figure everything out and ensuring that you stay on the path and making sure that you stay accountable to yourself, or even find an accountability partner who may or may not hold you to your standards. Or you can apply to work with me and become the disciplined and purpose-driven man that you know you want to be in less than 3 months. And get this, I guarantee the results. If we work for 3 months and you find that you have not built any discipline whatsoever, you are not consistent, you haven't made any progress, simply reach out to me, let me know, and I will refund every single penny straight back to your bank account. You literally have nothing to lose, bro. Because let's face it, the things that you've been doing up until this point haven't been working. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here right now. You wouldn't be on this video. So why not take a chance and go all in on yourself? It's a risk-free guarantee. You have nothing to lose. And all of the resources and everything that I give you during that time, you still get to keep. I'm not taking anything away. It's literally a no fucking brainer. If you're serious about becoming the best version of yourself, this is a no-brainer for you. So click the button down below to apply to work with me, and we'll get on a call. We'll figure out if we're a good fit, and then we'll go from there. If I feel like I can help you out, I'll invite you to work with me one-on-one. And if I feel like I can't help you out, I'll still guide you in the right direction to help you gain momentum. So what are you waiting for, bro? Click the button down below, and I'll be waiting for you on the other side.